Hello, welcome to today's show, FC channel. We've got Millie and Nalante. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, all good, JK. All good, bro.
That's good to hear. Beautiful weather. Press when you come into the show, you can press the like button. That'd be very much appreciated. And with the football side of things, we have a week break during with games now. So it's a bit more peaceful, I would say.
Yeah. We've got another week off. Obviously, we rounded it off with a win. So yeah, we've got time, and obviously this time is a very obviously it's a remembrance time. Due to
Mhm.
the circumstances.
Exactly that, Milante. You can see from the thumbnail flyer today. We just want to show our respect to the 98 who passed away on that day, and let us know in the comments where you guys were that day and stuff like that. Seems a long time ago, Milante.
Yeah. Very long time ago. Be nice. Obviously, he might come up late because he was more in the city. At the
Mm-hmm.
time, still remember. For what I remember, I was a young boy at the time. Yeah, obviously Heysel, was unfortunately, tragedy, which unfortunately again, English clubs at the time got the rough end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, big up Norm. He's just been swimming.
Nice to see you, Norman. Great to
Yeah,
see you,
big up.
bro.
Good to see you as always, Norm. Yeah, there was that. And yeah, and then obviously, the club, unfortunately, rightly, I mean, depends where you go and it unfortunately got punished for it. But then obviously Hillsborough, and again, the authorities, the police, and again, there was no seat at the time, and obviously it's the late 80s, and unfortunately, the 98 unfortunately passed away, and see the club won the obviously lost the league, but won the cup in their memory. Obviously it was against Everton, and the community of Liverpool all came together. So big up RIP to the 98, and obviously that's why I like the club every year. And it's never forgotten. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, wherever they are, having just watching down and celebrating the title win. So yeah.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, same as little kid watching it because in them days the FA Cup was, I want to say, as big as the European Cup, but it was a big
It was
thing.
there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
all worldwide. Yeah, 100%.
and like you could see the amount of fans who just wanted to watch that game. In Hillsborough, maybe for me the Hillsborough Stadium weren't big enough, and it was a nice sunny day. You're just excited. The game's going to start. It's on TV, BBC One. Des Lynam was presenting that day.
Yeah,
Uh,
good old days. Yeah,
yeah.
classic.
I seen a little video about him last night about the way that day unfolded for him,
Yeah,
and he was like, yeah, he was like really bedazzled, and he didn't know really what to say, and people coming up to him, and he had to go to London straight after the game to
mm,
do the day and stuff like that, and he didn't really want to do it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that was hard as well.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
for the sports guys who were there who witnessed it and stuff like that.
yeah.
John Watson was the guy who was commentating, if I remember.
Hmm.
So, and then what you could see without the people coming onto the pitch, that looks a bit packed there,
Hmm.
And I've never really liked fencing. I think for humans in general, I think it should have been, if them fences at the front weren't there, this disaster wouldn't happen. People would have just got up and just jumped over the thing he got into the pitch. So
Yeah,
we could have sorted out. Them fences is what caused the problems.
yeah,
Um, you've seen pictures maybe in your life about what happened really close up. Astonishing pictures, bro.
yeah.
Um, uh, like you can't even imagine just being there.
Hmm.
I think Frank was there. I think Frank was there that day.
Okay, right.
I'm not sure if Norman was there. You can let us know in the chat if he was there.
Hmm.
There's probably a few Liverpool fans who are still with us today who've been there, and maybe lost members of their family and stuff. Because I remember some guy and his wife, they lost two daughters,
Yeah, it's crazy.
but they all sat in separate places. The mother sat somewhere, and I
Yeah,
think the dad went with the girls. They separated, so it was excitement, bro. I think the excitement just kept people sort of carrying on. Like they just didn't think about what could happen. They're just thinking we want to game, we want to
yeah,
Liverpool, best team in England, and it is meant to be a fun day. And getting a result against Forest that day,
yeah.
you know. But I always said I don't think Hillsborough was big enough for the
No,
amount of Liverpool fans who were in England. Liverpool were the biggest club in England. You
yeah,
could have probably just made it at Wembley if I'm being honest. You would have filled it
yeah,
with Liverpool fans.
yeah, yeah. But again, because they weren't advanced at the time, and obviously the 80s wasn't a great period in terms of English fans. To some English fans was bad, and then you got the Heysel thing and band, and yeah, I mean, again, it's hard. I don't want to go into politics regarding that,
Yeah.
but I think there's some unfair play on the Liverpool fans there, and again, it's obviously RIP to the people, Italian Juventus fans who passed in Heysel, but to ban the club, I don't think it was a case of. Yeah, but again, there wasn't security. The stadiums weren't up to stage, so it's kind of hard in certain things. And yeah, it's just Simon. Then obviously the Hillsborough. Look at the whole procedure. I mean, again, we don't want to go too deep, but that's for another day. But obviously, the fight from the families. I know Stevie G's cousin died in there, and yeah, the fight for the families, and look how long it took. But again, this is the democracy of the country and politics, policing. So yeah, just like I said, we all just remember this day and the thoughts got up each and every day because it's never easy losing a lost one, and you can only hope of the good times, and what I will say is we all gonna depart from this world, but the only hope, obviously, tragedies like that, it makes it hard. But the only little comfort we can have is the person who's close to us that we departed on good terms, on good
Yeah,
terms. But
exactly, man.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, it's RP, man, and I'm just glad that the families, just be a little comfort. Obviously, the love of the club that they'll be able to celebrate and big up Margaret Aspinall, the founder, the cook,
Mhm.
the Hillsborough,
Mhm.
thing, doing it, and everyone from ex-managers to ex-players, everyone, the whole city of Liverpool, even Everton fans, everyone's getting involved and others, But now the truth's come out, and it's very hard because Liverpool being labelled something that it wasn't after Heysel, and look at the drag that had to go through the mud to the club and etc. It's a natural place. So I'm glad that justice, prevailed. You'll never take the lives, but and yeah, we can get on. So yeah,
True, and
never
Norman
forgot.
said he was 13. You remembered Manweb? Maybe that's a shock, yeah? You used to have TVs in the window. I was watching it happen on their TV.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, we were young as well, bro.
Yeah,
Didn't
definitely.
really understand it, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, because we
Like,
were too young. Yeah, I was. Yeah, but when you get older, it's just you get more into it, and just watching the documentaries and reading it, and just how bad see, which they did eventually in English. The FA changed the stains, but how bad the stains, like you said, the fencing, non-seater, and then the
mhm,
policing, the organisation, and then people just blaming, just lot, kind of dismissing it like our Liverpool fans, I'm not going to say the word. I don't want to say it. Liverpool fans, which was disgusting, and we know about that other paper, the news agents, some of them be portrayed, which is disgusting.
mhm.
And look at that, finally justice came. But where did these police officers again? Where are they? They're old now. So what's But at least they liably admitted it. But how does that make big up to the families like Margaret and the Hillsborough committee. Because
And Williams, yeah.
yeah, because something like that, your family and then it's not only someone the 98 or 97 that passed, it's the injustice as well, and being described. Oh, it's Liverpool fans' fault that this happened. I mean, come on, man, come on. Come on, man. It's just I was disgusted, to be honest. And like I said,
Yeah,
you know,
but that just shows like through football, you see a lot of political moves, and like I think football's a good thing in that way, where it highlights the dodginess of certain groups of people and stuff. And that was for me. He was the prime minister of the country at the time,
Mhm.
and she had a mission to destroy Liverpool anyway. So it sort of all worked out for her in a weird sort of way. For her, she was like, "Oh, okay, another excuse to go at them," and she did
yeah,
that. Yeah, terrible man. And people still vote for the same party.
yeah,
And that just shows you what humans are like. Even
yeah,
today, it's even worse.
hmm
Um, and I think football's it highlights that sort of stuff that goes on. So
yeah,
Thatcher's gone. Um, yeah, and that's why Liverpool, even to today, we've gone on this title charge, and we'll wrap it up soon.
yeah,
Every other fan groups, United, Chelsea, City, Arsenal, all of them teamed up to watch our games and stump on us if we lost or whatever. That
yeah,
don't really happen to City. That don't happen to United. It happens to Liverpool only. That
yeah,
everyone's sort of against them, and that's why I say to Liverpool fans, always keep it together. Because at the
yeah,
end of the day, it's just against them in that way.
yeah,
Like which fans? Maybe some the odd Newcastle fan will come over. Yeah, I want you guys to win. Come on, beat City, beat. You know what I mean? I would say Newcastle. But other than that, bro, it's everyone's against us.
hmm yeah, yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, big up Abdul for this. Yeah, yeah, and not justice for the 97. Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, yeah, yeah. 100%, Abdul. We all concur. We can all concur.
Good.
Big up Trudon. Big up.
Yeah, he's young when that happened. Then
Yeah, young, so you wouldn't know, but I'm sure Trudon, when you got older, you caught up on TV, read more into it, and yeah, see the bias and yeah, the politics. But yeah, big up Trudon. Big up.
and for me, why I say the '98 is because one lad, Steve Whittle,
Mm,
he don't really get mentioned a lot,
mm,
really. So what happened to him? He sold one of his tickets to a good friend of his, and he passed away. His friend at the game, so he
mm,
ended up jumping in front of a train. So he passed away, bro, as well as this Stephen Whittle. So I always remember him, not the most, but he's very fond in my mind when this time that day happened. When we remember it and stuff. And
yeah.
I think the club should also make it to '98, not '97.
Mm,
But at the end of the day, he's probably his friend was so over the moon. Look, I've got a ticket. He's happy. You
mm,
know what I mean? He didn't give him the ticket, knowing what's going to happen in the future and stuff. And I think he gets forgotten about a lot. And I wish the club would also add '98 to the shirt, not '97. I think that would
right.
be really good.
Yeah, he would. 100% JK.
And I don't think Max. I'm not sure if Max started his car again. You know, if he did in Atlanta.
Max, we have no idea. We have no idea, no mate. The only person that keep the update, someone to tell a friend to tell him is Max, but hopefully he did. Hopefully he
Yeah,
did.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, Max wasn't happy with certain views, that's cool, mate. Because Max is very opinionated. Big up, Max, wherever you are, mate. You know, he didn't like the scrambled egg waffle that we were cooking apparently on the Irishman show. Big up the Irishman as well. So yeah,
Yeah, and
but
12. And
you know
Lee.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, JK. I'm just off the cuff. I'm just thinking because of this, if we let's give a moment of silence for the 98.
Yeah, let's do it for a minute. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
in about 10 seconds.
yeah,
We can do that.
yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat as well. Just a minute silence. Okay, then. Thank you for that, and I'm down the chat as well. Very
Yeah,
much appreciated.
that's it. Big up, big up everyone. But yeah,
The West Ham fans also at the game, proper respectful, and all other clubs as well. I've seen on Twitter every club, United,
Mhm.
Arsenal, Chelsea, City,
yeah,
all paying their respects. And that's
yeah,
important. I
yeah,
think we're humans at the end of the day. Football's football, but I think that human sort of touch is very important. Keep it real. When Man United had their Munich disaster as well. There's no time to make joking around there. Show respect. It's important, and I think fans need to keep respect in the game as well. Very important.
yeah. Exactly. I think that JK, yeah, just yeah. Unfortunately, there's some idiots out there that will not always do, but that's fine. We ignore the idiots. We focus on the real ones.
Hmm. That's right. Outdoors tells us Liverpool fans were bottlenecked into one area and there were no area to move. The police pushed them booked into the stadium seats and they were crushed. RIP to Liverpool fans at Hillsborough that died. Thank you, Abdul. Top words, brother. Yeah, yeah. And I think like standing sort of come back into the game now. Um, a lot of stadiums are allowing standing to come in, but it's like the way technology is now. You can't just walk into a stadium, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
If you digitally need to get into a stadium now, you need a phone, so they cannot allow to overcrowd the step stands now. Being digital has actually made it safer, of course. That's a good thing. In the days when Hillsborough happened, that wasn't available, so they didn't know who was in there. Like, who is that? Now, if anything happens, they exactly know which person was where, who came to the game. You know.
no, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Agree.
Are,
JK,
are
yeah.
you are you happy to see sort of standing come back into football, or you want to keep it just seated and just keep it like
I think it
out of
should.
respect?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think it should be seated. To be honest, I know obviously old school. Some people must, but I think the safety of the people is the paramount. You know.
Hmm.
Safety is better than anything. And seating, yeah, some people are, but yeah, if there's a chance, everyone will get up. So I just think they should just keep it how it is because you want the safety of everyone. We don't want any other more tragedies that have happened in Bradford, Hillsborough, all these things. So yeah, it's better to
Yeah,
protect.
yeah. A friend of my family's, they were at Bradford that day when that
Yeah.
fire happened. And,
Oh, see.
and now he's sort of on the board at Blackpool,
Oh, okay.
Bradford.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was a top footballer, bro. This lad. Him
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I, this was, yeah. I think he could have played pro. He played pretty at a good level and stuff. So, but he's involved in Bradford as a club. I haven't seen him in years, bro. But he's
mm,
contact with my family and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. This is it. This is it.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Crowd
Oh,
management was bad at Hillsborough. Yeah, I think it was too many people wanted to watch the game, and that's how I see it. It's football. You
yeah.
remember when you're young and stuff, you're like, oh, I got a ticket for the game, and that's better than winning the lottery, if you know what I mean. So a lot of people wanted to watch that semi final.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, there's like millions, and that's why FA Cup always hold. For me, I still like the FA Cup. Though it's been so-called diminished by other things, but I still like the FA Cup. I like us to win more FA Cups. At that time, mate, in the world, any other European company, well, apart from obviously European Cup, obviously. But any other domestic in the country, that was the main. Everyone talked about Wembley. You heard Bergkamp, you had others talk about Wembley, the FA Cup.
Mhm.
It was just famous, it's synonymous in world football, you know.
Mhm.
And obviously, and that was back in the days when we can all watch football for free. And yeah, so the millions, and yeah, to do it, and yeah, but obviously lessons learnt. But they from what I hope from the FA in terms of the whole CETA. So yeah, and none may continue where people can we just go to games and there won't be any situation like that ever again.
Exactly, bro. And big up Alexander, the loss.
Big
Hope you're
up,
cool, bro.
big up, Alex. Big up.
Yep. So, yeah, go on, Martin.
No, just reading. And I mean, Norm's there. He was arrested for. Oh dear, big up Norm. Obviously, Max has been in trouble, but there you go.
And Abdul says Bradford Fire Stadium was rubbish underneath the seats. Underneath the seats, rubbish, and the weather was very warm. Someone threw a cigarette, but underneath the seats, and he burned the whole stadium stand down. Mad. That's why they banned smoking at stadiums as well, you know.
Yeah, I don't blame them at that because just ground. Just when you finish away from the ground, do it in your own time. But yeah, I agree, 100%.
So I just want to say rest in peace to everyone who's been sort of been touched by Hillsborough as well. Hopefully they will win the league this season, and that'll be for them guys there as well, you know.
Yeah, rest in peace, everyone, man.
Yep. Just looking back at the game we had against West Ham, Nalance, good in your eyes or bad?
To be fair, I don't think he was that great. Even though again, it's a game like Evan, you're just glad to get the win. That's what it is. A game together in first half. We were on smoking. Salah had that was the old Salah that we've seen for the majority of the season. He had the young left back at toast. But I do want to correlate the European games onto that. But I'll leave that when we discuss the European games because the things that kind of know me about our team. But more like it, Salah was on fire, could have scored. Mac, he sent a great ball to Mac, then he scored. You know, Simicast was getting the ball in. It was the Liverpool of old. You know what I mean? It was a Liverpool of old, and you think, and West Ham obviously Kudus. You know how I like Kudus. You know what I mean? Then he scored. Allison made another good save, which again he was offside. Kudus. Allison was on point. You know, but we dominated that first half, and you're thinking, you know, but the second half was flat, and the people again, we had some other fans making excuses. Oh, the Fulham we played 3 days ago, but everyone's team played for it was a 37 minutes of madness. But no, we weren't great. Yeah, we picked up second half, but this is the game. It was just like I think it was a mental thing. I think the Arsenal game was just deflated the players a bit, not deflated, but just checked out a little bit. No, we don't really matter. I mean, could have, and really and truly, we should have, we could have dropped points. We really should have. You know, they could have just pulled. We can attack, but Slot he just made some negative subs, and then it cost us the game, in my opinion. And we got away with one. And then obviously, the only time we woke up in the second half was when when the equaliser came. Then we woke up again. Diaz scored, and then obviously VVD captain he made atone for his error, and fair play to VVD. You know that's what captains do. He atoned for his error, and he was hungry for it. You know, and yeah, well, it weren't the best of performance, but we got the win, and with two wins to mathematically saying we're done. So yeah, but performance again a little bit lackluster, but it is what it is. But I think one
Right.
thing I would say is again, and we've talked about this here. We talked about this on 12. We talked about the Irishman channel. See, Brian's in there. Big up the Irishman.
Yeah,
Oh, the
that's right.
Irishman. What's up, Brian? With accents. But okay.
Yeah.
So saved. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And that's why I said I don't want it to change. Keep it the way it is. Never change. Never change. Because now you're getting tourists coming. More tourists. Obviously, it's more accessible. So more tourists, regardless. So. But yeah. I just think I think like I said, we talked about slot stubbornness, and again, it happened on the weekend with certain players, and it's just. I'm at the point now. It's just it is what it is. Um, Big up, no. No, mate. Listen, there's ones, and it's interesting. The characters, though, it's good. We're big up, mate. But yeah, I'm just Sometimes you just have to think, oh, mate, no, you're doing too much. But is it? That's what I'm saying. We're all here to have our opinions, rightly or wrongly. We're not like that idiot, who remains nameless, who is blocked from the stream. But anyway. Yeah, so I just think Slot. I don't know. I think if we silly up the league and he doesn't use the Elliots, the Endos, because people, I get bored with the whole 5 minute here, 5 minute there, Endo. Like I said, Jake, and we said it again. The guy has not started the league game. He hasn't started the league game. What in the blue hell is this?
Yeah.
That's just arrogance. I'm sorry, and I don't care if this is Dutch or whatever. And yeah, like I said, we've won. We're going to win the league. We'll close and dismiss it. But again, next season, I'm going to be watching carefully. You better not do that again, because we might even not even win anything if he starts being arrogant and starts doing. It doesn't rotate, like I said, because you cannot like a player, but the player has body in the bank. Arrogance. You put your arrogance to the side and use these players. Don't go on a one chance like Plymouth and say, "Oh, that's it." You know what? Oh, yeah, we didn't. Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame the slot. I was happy with his changes. We didn't need to play a full. And don't just say, "Oh, because they had a bad game, it didn't happen." Oh, they don't get a chance. Salah gets, like I said, with Salah has 10 stinkers in a row. Mac has 5 games, bad games. You can't just sit here and fans and just say, "Oh, because of who they are." No, we change it up. If the player's not playing well, I don't care about the name. For me, it's not about the name. It's what can we do to rectify it? Give another player a chance. Let's see what it can do. Competition for places. But, look, we won. That's the main thing. A lot still to improve. There's a number of factors where it is, and let's just get the 2 wins. Will the performances improve? I don't know. And I'm not. I think the last weekends we said that. Oh, we want to see the old Liverpool that I've done for the majority of the season. I don't think it will. I think we'll just get the wins we do, and if we do, then yeah, I'll just once we do that, I won't mention about performances, and we'll celebrate. But one thing I would just like to add in terms of the game is that the players just have to be a little bit more aware. And let's see, we're 2 games away. Let's finish the job, and then we can celebrate. But what I will do, because I know Brian said he hasn't liked the football. But I don't know, and you can answer this, JK. I don't think the football from August to January, I think the football was good because we had controlled possession, but we had intent. For me, we had a balance. We had
Exactly.
a balance, and
Exactly
it was
that.
good. So I can't sit here. I don't think the football's been poor. Like I said,
Hmm.
I'm on the sky, but I don't think it's been poor because we were playing well. We were controlled, but when we switched it on, we switched it on. There was a balance, and that's what I wanted to see. But it just crept into some negativity for whatever reason. It was just a bit. So yeah, we'll
It's
see.
all
We'll
about
see.
intent. I think you knocked the nail on the head there. Like for example, we're going to talk about the Champions League in a bit.
Yeah,
But for me, them 2 teams yesterday, Dortmund and Villa, got a result against PSG and Barcelona, beat them. And why? Intent. We couldn't beat PSG at home. Villa scored 3 goals against them. Intent comes when you haven't got players in the team or squad, or actually in the first 11, who are tired.
yeah.
You know, when you're tired, bro, intent is the last thing on your mind. You're just thinking, I wish I could survive these first 45 minutes and see what happens at half time.
Mm.
And the best side of football don't come out when you're tired. You can just do the standard, hopefully get a few tackles in and just sort of slob around the pitch. And I think over the PSG and Newcastle games, we had that in our squad and we're in the first 11. Hence why we never win them games. Villa yesterday, proper intent. Abdul quickly says the more wins and 2 more wins, and I'm winning for the LFC fans. This community helps me. No worries, bro. We're all family here, man. We're all family here. Norman says, I think Diaz, Canate, Jones, and Bradley will sign new deals, and that'll be a major part of a supposed busy summer. You got the nail on the head, Norman. That's a proper FSG summer transfer window. I was surprised they let Salah tell us that he's staying. I thought they'll pull that out in the first week of the transfer window. Him and Virgil have just signed, you know. I'm telling you, bro. I was shocked more than anyone that it's official. You know, rumors were that he's gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. No one knew, bro. Look what happens. He ends up signing, and they let the news out now. That's proper surprising for me. Would have been better to do it in the January transfer window if it was sort of wrapped up, because I don't think Salah's going to change his mind in a day, is he? Or 2 months. Oh yeah, I'm going to stay now. All of a sudden, he would have knew in January he's going to stay. Why didn't they just announce it then? Give us a little bit of a boost, you know, before the Champions League and Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
You've seen in the first half against West Ham, you could tell Salah had signed a new deal and he's happy. Kept giving in the ball, set up the first goal. People don't understand about wingers. Wingers are not the type of guys really to go and hunt for a ball.
Yeah.
They're gonna, you know what I mean, bro? They're not like central midfielders who are gonna hunt for that ball. Wingers like Salah will wait for the ball, but he will demand the ball
Yeah.
when he's in a position to get it. If you understand what I mean. But if you're not giving him the ball when he's demanding it, bro, that's what you're gonna get. A second half, Salah, what we had against West Ham. First half for me, him, Alisson, Diaz, probably our best players. Salah was getting the ball every couple of minutes, trying to run, do something, pass. He kept on wanting to pass a lot to Jota as well. I know we've been dissing Jota, by the way. I watched the game again. Jota was linking up really good in the game first half. Simple things, just simple, keeping it flowing. In that way, he was all right, Jota. I realised that. We're just going on about Salah. For me, Salah needs the ball. Simple. Every winger needs the ball. Diaz will fight more to go and get that ball than Salah, I believe.
Yeah. No, I hear you, JK. I just feel that, Jar needs to, he's still just not with it. I don't know. He's linking up, but he just need the Jot of old, to be honest, because, we need him where it hurts, It's like going to the GP when you're young, when they had to give you an injection for whatever. It's like I don't want it, but you're gonna going back to the motherland. You got to do it, but you just got to put it in where it hurts. Just got to put it where it needs to, and it's just stop. But yeah, it's like I don't know, man. I think maybe subconsciously, I think I'll go. Be honest, the Arsenal dropping points or whatever. I think it's something mentally the players are just being a bit lackadaisical. Of course, they'll never say it, which it's like Slot saying, "Oh, Nunes is ill." No, he's not. I'm sorry, he's not ill. But of course, managers will deflect.
Yeah,
So,
he wants to keep it sort of sweet and not like that info out. But at the end of the day, bro, he has to keep it sweet behind closed doors.
Yeah, we've kind of seen it. Yeah, we're kind of seeing it. Like from time when you're getting that Nunes on the Aston Villa game, and fair enough, he was right. But I mean, there's other players that haven't performed, and you don't get them out again. Then you kind of just say, yeah. I mean, it's a shame. I'd rather you just use him because it's not long to go. Regardless of what I think of him, I just rather him use him. But again, it is what it is. But let's just say Yeah, I agree with this with Abdul. Yeah, of course. But yeah, Abdul. I think, like I said, this mentality. I think they've checked out a little bit of lackadaisical because the Arsenal job points is just there, and it's the manager not making the changes. Just to, he's making players too comfortable, and we can't be having that, you know. But it's not going to matter anyway because we're gonna do the big one, you know. So, but I just something for him next season not to make the same mistakes, you know. So.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Um, I just don't understand the common sense side of it all in that way of if you got a Walkman in the old days, I remember I said that a few months ago about Walkmans. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what happens, bro, when the battery starts dying down?
mhm.
You got like a Michael Jackson song. It's like that, you know what I mean? Footballers are
Yeah,
the same.
yeah,
When that battery is going down, you're gonna get less intent. I think for me, that's the best word you could describe it all. Intent. And so it's like so like run like sort of not at the races. Gravenberch, Jota, all of them. Even Virgil and Salah
yeah.
weren't really involved in them two games.
No, so
Um,
yeah.
you know, so that's why for me, I just like look at the West Ham game. He changed it a little bit. We never seen no Darwin, never seen no Chiesa. Guys who the fans want to watch them on the pitch because they're different. You know what I mean? They're not your standard sort of players.
Mhm.
And I think Chiesa not getting more game time again. It's a bit embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, deletion policies, but yeah, I think we're at the point where they're at the end of the season we're going to see what's what, you know. Yeah, you know,
Yeah, but I
as
don't
Matt,
really want. Yeah, go on.
yeah, as Matt's call it, you know, incompetence. He's rubbish. He's a rubbish manager. That slot.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of his. And I tell you the truth, I think he's sort of let us down in the way of not using his initiative and think like a fan thinks. You know, football fans are
Mm,
accountants sometimes. You know, oh, if we sell this guy and get this guy, we can do this guy and get this guy on this wages. So they think like
mhm.
accountants, then they think like coaches. You know what? I'll play a 4-3-2-1 against this team on Saturday. So that's football, bro. That's what we do. We
Yeah,
discuss
yeah,
everything from top to bottom. And I think sometimes Slot did it as a job that he can't allow anyone to point the finger at him in
hmm
his first season at Liverpool. So what he does, he goes with the Shaw number. He'll stick to the same team because he knows they're his best players. And tell you the truth, they probably are. You know what I mean? The ones he picks. But what it is, you don't understand that these guys can get tired. And what's going to happen, their performance level is going to drop 30, 40%, 50% even sometimes. Sometimes even more than that. So that's just the only worry I've had from this season.
hmm
Big games like Real Madrid at home, Champions League, Bayer Leverkusen at home in the Champions League, Man City away. All
hmm
big games, bro. We won them all.
hmm
Why? Simple thing. All players were at the races. All players died to win, intent to win them games. Why? Because then one more tired. And that's all that guy needs to know.
hmm
You know, there's no other explanation for that little mess we had there. So I just don't want to see like you know when people say, he will have his own players in the summer next season. He'll have his own players in. I can't really see him signing 3, 4, 5 months, you know, because at the end of the day, if Endo and Curtis Jones, I always say them two, can't play against Southampton at home at Anfield, then man shouldn't be at the club. But for some reason, Slot wanted to play Sabotala and Gravenberch again against Southampton, bro. That's what I can't figure out. Still to this day, I don't understand why. I know Dara's a big fan of Salah playing every game Premier League. Salah's the only guy I never question if he's going to play. The guy's ruthless. The guy's fit. The guy's at the races. He wants to win. You know, he's been in the Premier League a long time now. So I never had a problem with him playing against PSG, Newcastle. No problem. It was the other guys. I just don't want Slot to do that again next season. Think about the players who are performing. Have their levels dropped before the prior game? Are they better than the last game they played, or are they worse than the last game they played? If they're playing better than the last game, yeah, next game, same again, bro. But if they're playing worse than the last game, what you're going to understand is, okay, let's see the next game, see what happens there. Is he worse than this one or better than this one? And that's how it is with football for me. You got to write the player's name up on a piece of paper on the board, put a scale on there, out of 10. He deserves this, he deserves this. You're thinking, look at that. He's got a 9 against Man City and Tottenham, and he's got a 2 against bloody PSG and Newcastle. Why? Because he's tired, bro. Yeah, there you go. It's as simple as that. Football, I always say this, never overcomplicate football. And in this time of social media and all this nonsense, people love overcomplicating football.
Yeah, they do.
Overcomplicating, bro.
Yeah. No, that's fine. No, that's true. But
Yeah, go on, bro.
big up Edward. Yeah. Big up Edward. I don't know. I can't. I like to look things a bit because listen, I don't think we would have said that by the end of January this year, because he had the control. He had the Dutch way. He's got Dutch philosophy. So Dutch, Dutch, they like to control the ball. Everyone goes about Spain, but the Dutch were the originators for all that. He could like control the ball, but we controlled the ball. But then when we saw the space, the chance to attack, we did it. We had a balance and we played some good football. So I wouldn't stay playing now. I don't think so. I can't agree with that as of yet. I just think just something about the player's mentality or just certain decisions. He's being too clever for his own good because he played one of our best games, in my opinion. And this is madness. It was a draw. And that was against Fulham, 10 men Fulham. Look at how we played with Robbo. We got off 16 minutes. And Fulham, and we still attacked within 10. We were going for it. Going back three, Nunes Joe up top. We had the 10. We had that mentality and we're still playing the passive games, So we'll see, Edward, but we just haven't been the same, We just haven't been the same, unfortunately. But thank God, luckily we've built up such a good lead that it's not going to cost us this league. Just the cup games to be said. So
like let's up Edward as well. It's like for me, sky was the limit for Slot this season. Like rapid that West Ham Arsenal game 1-0. The one West Ham beat Arsenal at their ground. Was the time when I said, "Yep, Premier League done for us. We're winning that." Let's sort of concentrate on the Champions League and League Cup final now. So this coincides with Brian's comment. 2 minutes till JK brings up PSG and Newcastle again.
Brian knows. Right,
yeah.
So you go again.
But for me, bro, that was the pinnacle of the season. There, that was where we should have sort of wrapped up the League Cup. Because the Sunday before that League Cup game, no, it was the Sunday before we played Southampton at home, and ended up playing Gravenberch and everyone, Van Dijk, everyone. You know what I mean? So that was a week prior to that game. Then we had PSG at home in the Champions League, so we're going to get battered from that as well. And he didn't really sort of think, you know what, Southampton, that's the one game I'm going to use. So they'll have that weekend all free. That will give them a bit of energy for Tuesday's game. Simple. That's simple logic, that. Alexander says, well, 2 games to go and see if Slot is really a pragmatic manager.
Interesting. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah. Mm.
You can comment on that, bro.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think that's a fair assessment. Big up Alex for that. That's an interesting comment. Yeah, maybe, you know, maybe it'd be interesting. Be definitely interesting.
Norman says he wants the league so badly. I think the majority of Liverpool fans do. I know Brian does. I've always been a Champions League guy. I know Max is.
Yeah, Max of
I'm
finally
really.
Champions League.
But I am a Champions League guy. I love the Champions League, European Cup, if you want to call it that. But this season, I was like, you know what? I want that league title. Let's get that sort of 2020 with United. That was my main mission this season. That's why I was disappointed in that Champions League losing in that pace. Yeah, of course we were all sort of sad and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but for me, this season was Premier League. Everything else was a bonus. But with the way Biggie Small says, "Sky's the limit." Biggie Slot
Sky's
had
the
that
limit.
chance. What
Just
you
keep
want?
pushing on. Sky is the limit. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Sorry.
Yep.
Go on, okay.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And that was the position Slot was in, bro.
Mm.
And I feel sort of really disappointed that he didn't really see it the way us fans. If you go back to our shows on 12 Man's channel, Brian's, around that time, you were the main guy saying, you know what, rest, and bang, look what happened. We're football fans, Liverpool fans, and we noticed that these guys are getting paid thousands. Johnny Heitinger, and everyone
That's the
else
guy
around
now.
it. Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny
Heitinger,
Heitinger,
JK.
man, he started to wind me up. I was like, bro, what are you
Someone
doing
when
there?
Johnny Heitinger in the room with you, oh god, I feel for them. I would say, guys, you know, I'll pray for you guys.
Yeah, but come on, bro. If you're working together on a project, everyone brings something different to the table. This guy brings this guy whatever. So they should be able to tell Arnie on a barbecue on a free weekend and say, "Hey,
Hey, good day,
you know
mate.
what? You know, in a Dutch accent, that these guys need resting because you've seen the Southampton game and the PSG game.
Mm.
We've got Newcastle at the final next weekend. Yeah, so I don't understand why no one ever said anything to him because it's like me, you, 12, Lee, all said the same thing. You know,
Mm.
that's the most. You know, when all fans agree on the same thing, it must be true. Because fans love bickering nowadays. They even if they know the guy's right, they're thinking, "Sod that! I just want to piss him off. I'll tell him he's wrong." You know what I mean? On shows, I've seen it. But us guys
Yeah,
always agreed on this one about fatigue, tiredness. We need to rest this guy, because on this week we got these games. I'm not going to say it, Brian. Newcastle and PSG, sorry, I will.
okay. Big up Edwards. Oh, is it? Oh, interesting, Edwards. Yes, that's a nameless person. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, bit of an idiot he is. But anyway, let him go on and say everyone's negative and we should just all just shut up. But yeah, big up Edwards. Yeah, leave him on. He'll never be satisfied. I think what he needs to do is just go and watch some, I don't know, EastEnders or something, because obviously he's fed up with every Liverpool stream, or maybe you watch Redmen TV. Since they'll never criticize or never make a valid point. Big up, Edward. Okay, I'll read the comments. JK doing that. Nuno Mendes and Hakimi scored. I like the player Nuno Mendes. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. He's good. But I just feel he's good. I wouldn't say world class, but he's good. But I mean, yeah, we'll get into the other Champions League games because I was going to say something about that relating to us. Gnome says players need to relax and enjoy the moment they are in, play the footy, and they have and can do. Norman, 100% agree with you. Exactly. The negativity is tactics different to Klopp. It is different. I don't think it's negative, but I just think that I don't know. It is just the subs was negative for me, in my opinion. I just feel he just needs to get back to how we were playing, but he just plays a different way. But his play is effective. We just need to get back to the form we were doing up to near the end of January. Because after February onwards, we've been just the performances, we'd be getting away with it. Even January, but just been we'll be at the moment we'll become Moments FC rather than the team that dominates the game than previously. But yeah. Abdul says our performance has been negatively impacted by fatigue, sloppy display, losing the ball, resulting in errors, mistakes. Despite this, we are maintaining the winning record that league. Learn from Champions League, FA Cup, and Carabao. Yes, I agree, Abdul. Bang on the money, my friend. Who's this stranger? Oi, excuse me, sir. This person, you've been blocked, mate. How do you get in this channel, mate? You've been blocked. No, only joking. Big up, Irishman. We like to, yeah, flair, natural creativity. Yeah, I think we've been missing a bit of that. I agree. That's down for players, manager to bring other players in. That's down for him to change that. I agree. Norm says 2 in, 6 out, in my opinion. Oh, I hope that's not the case, Norm. I think we need a bit more than 2, but we'll see. Mama and Bashicek will be in the squad next season. Left back could strike it in. Yeah. Stefan Bashicek. JK, what's your opinion on him? Do you think he'll get the chance next season?
I hope so. Watched a little video where he played for the under-21s for Spain. He was playing top. He looked a bit bulkier. He was all around the pitch. Mate, if you guys have a chance, just type in Backstitch under-21 Spain. You'll see it. How he played. Hopefully he's back at the club. I think he's a good player. He did this one turn in a game once where he sort of just opened up his body in that way where he didn't have to touch the ball, but he just opened up loads of space. I said, this guy now has to play football. Just by doing that, bro. I just seen that. I was like, yeah, man. So hopefully he'll be with us next season. God knows if Slot will play him though. That's the worry. Thing with Klopp, I loved. Give everyone a chance. If you're in that squad, you're going to play a part, and he's going to make you feel like family. Hence why in 9 years he never had no one causing up a mess. Even the Darwin was here when Klopp was here. Klopp brought him in, and still Darwin was sound. So I just don't understand. For me, a football manager, his main priority is keeping everyone sweet, but at the same time, winning games. Don't ever tell the cameras that this guy's this guy's that, this guy's this guy. He needs to show this, that, and the other. God, the player knows himself. He needs to do that. You don't need to tell the media that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's very important. I think you've got to show respect to your players. They're like your sons, you know what I mean? You ain't going to go on camera and blaspheme your son 24/7, are you?
No. But I agree. You're right. I just feel that if you're gonna come out one, you got to come out others as well. And it's just not single out one player because there's others in there that again been getting away. But again, managers make decisions, and certain players are more valuable than others in managers' eyes. So that's what it is, really. I guess. Brian, the Irishman says Salah wasn't signed up in January. Oh, your Salah point, I'm guessing, JK. Though it took a long time, I don't think there's more to it than that. If he was, it would have been announced early. Surely, yeah, fair enough. I guess I agree to that. Okay, why wait? I think that's earlier. I think we covered that. JK covered that. Abdul says, will Trent wear face masks during the parade and trophy presentation with fans? His Scouse card will be revoked if he does to Real Madrid. If he wants to go, he can go. Thank you for the memories. You never walk alone. Yeah, indeed. Thank you for the memories. I like the last bit, Abdul. The face mask. Nah, I don't think so. Oh, dear. Hey, JK, you can read this one out. This is one of your favourite players.
I won't be shocked to see the club try to source the bottom line this summer. But I wouldn't blame them. Disappointed in him big time. Like for me, he was the guy who's meant to be stepping up most games now. He sort of found his feet in a couple of games in the season where you're thinking, wow, what a game, man of the match. Consistently, he can't do it. And that's the worry there. It's like, you got to give, if you're 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, then all of a sudden 1 out of 10, then 1 out of 10, then 1 out of 10, then 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Something's wrong there. So work out what it is. I also believe he hasn't been used to that amount of running as an athlete in his whole life, in the amount he's done at Liverpool. And it's been like a big culture shock to him. And the results of that is a like even 2 out of 10 displays.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I just don't think, I think he'll be in next season. Slot likes him. Okay, Abdul says, will Dan's, Bajicic, Doak, Morton, Owen Beck, McConnell, Mabele, and Trey Naomi have a chance at LFC first team? I'll answer this first. I'm going to be blunt, and sadly, I'm just going to say no. I don't think so. I really don't. And I think some of them can do a job for us in certain games, even league games, squad rotation, but I just don't think so. What about yourself, JK?
Nah. Bajicic, Doak, you like? Other than that, Neoni, he's good. So, look, you've seen it in this season, the way Slot don't even give Harvey Elliott, Chiesa, Darwin Nunes game time.
Yeah.
These guys ain't got a bloody chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Harvey Elliott will get game time like that PSV last game of the Champions League sort of games, you know what I mean? But why can't you give that the Southampton game to him then? You know what I mean? It just makes sense, like with his lineup sometimes. It makes it more difficult for himself. I think when you've seen Harvey Elliott score 3 goals in a row in the Champions Leagues, you know he's going to do something.
Yeah.
Or the possibility of him doing something. You know, Gravenberch don't score enough. Sabotala don't score enough. Even McAllister score enough. McAllister can score. He scored that free kick he did the other day.
He's unlucky. Yeah. He's very lucky.
He's a guy who wants to probably get more involved in that side of the game. You know what I mean? Sabotala even. You know, we don't know what Slot's telling these guys. He's like, listen, lads, don't cross the halfway line. Only if it's a definite goal scoring chance. Then otherwise, get back. You know. So we don't know what he tells them.
No, I agree. I mean, actually, I'll read the comments and then I'll say my bit anyway at the end. It says, always remember what we learned. When we win, it's the players. When we lose, it's Slot. Max knows. He certainly does. Big up, Norm. Brian, Max on the road. No way. There's something get back. Yeah, Max, I tell you, Max, if you're listening, if you watch this back, I've never seen you. I think I've seen once. Listen, start your own YouTube channel, Max. Believe me, we'll all be there. Right, I know you're a working man, Max, but there you go. Big up, Dara. Blessings to you, Dara. Mom says it was Linda's running the show last season. Oh god, I know it's tongue in cheek. No. Yep, Pep Linders. Yep, I'll tell you that. Great tune, Norm from Dara. And the Irishman says, I can't stand talking heads. Seriously irritating. I'm assuming that's a band. I'm assuming. Abdul says, individual flair and skill side of football has died. Bring back Ronaldinho, Zizou, Charisma, Okocha, Cruyff, Maradona, Garicina, Pele, Henry, CR7 and Messi. Football need to be played the beautiful way. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, there's not enough, and not enough are being expressed, or some are being put on the bench. No names.
Yeah, but what it
Okay.
is,
Yeah, go for it,
football.
JK. Mhm.
What it is now, football is become is bigger than what it was in them days. But with that, the quality has gone downhill.
Mhm.
In the old days, you need a new manager. There's about five, six, seven, eight guys worldwide you can go and get. You can come and be a Liverpool manager.
Mhm.
What do? We went after Arnie Slot, a guy no one's even heard of. That's what level football's at right now, you
Yeah.
know. And then what happens in football management is this: you're on a contract, 220 grand a week, and life's good. You don't want to ruin it, and
Yeah.
uh, and what happens is the manager gets into a mindset thinking, you know what? Oh, I've got Zidane, I've got John Barnes, and I've got Ronaldo, the Brazilian one, in my team. You know what it is? I'm going to put Gary Lineker in there, and I don't know, Paul Scholes, because they're going to give me what I want. If you understand what I mean, Gary Lineker and Paul Scholes weren't as much fair as Brazilian Ronaldo and John Barnes. John Barnes and Ronaldo were for the crowd. That's what fans want to see. But the other two guys will get the job done as well. If you understand what I mean, and that's what football is now. Flair has been sort of pushed away from the game because of, I wouldn't say the risk of losing games. It is going to give you what you need for the machine to work. Flair is like the cherry on top of the cake, if you understand what I mean. And that's why I reckon football now, managers so sort of scared of losing their job. They've got this angst of they're going to lose their job, and you think, you know what, I'm going to just get A, B, C, D, and E into my team because I know they're going to get my job done. It's boring. It's not great football, but at least I know I can rely on them. And that's what football is now. And you've seen it with Slot a little bit in that way. Yeah. Just for me, Darwin, Chiesa, they're something different. You don't really like them players. Yota's got one way of playing, but Darwin and Chiesa are probably a little bit different. So that's how I see football nowadays, bro. Flair players will be gone someday. There won't be that many year out, you know? Because for me, McAllister and Sabotsalai are two sort of guys who are more attack minded than defense minded, bro. But we see McAllister getting more stuck in than anyone. He gets more stuck in than bloody centre backs and right backs and stuff. We want to see the flair side of these guys. And I think you only get that. And I think Norman will be happy when I say this. When we've got a top DM sitting there, then you've got to pick who you want in front of them to two. McAllister, Swatslow, McAllister, Jones, whatever you want to go. Gravenberch, McAllister with the proper DM sitting there. And that's when you get more flair into the team, and you got a proper DM. The flair players think, you know what? I don't have to worry about running back. That guy's there. He'll stop everything anyway. So you know what I mean? And Brian tells us, I reckon the staff know more than us. Who's tired, lads? If you can see it, they can, in my opinion. I don't reckon they can, bro. They need to go Specsavers. Yeah, but if you're producing books and the machine's not working right, and the books have got like their corners cut and this and that, you're gonna get the bit that's messing it up replaced. And that's how I see football. I think Slot, if you couldn't see Sabotslai and Gravenberch were not at the races and they're really battered, I'm scared, bro. Dara says he enjoyed listening to Max the other day. Fair play. Yeah. I actually agree with many points he was saying. You know, like for me, I don't. It ain't a thing that us fans do. We don't really moan about our managers and players and stuff. And for me, I haven't all season. But it came a time where, for me, Slot and Sabotslai, I'm just mentioning two names, so sort of two guys who were for me vital for us winning them two games, and them two didn't really turn up. And I know Max is not a big fan of Slot, but hey, you live and you learn, and hopefully, and I don't like saying that, hopefully he learns about, you know what, I need to do it like this next time. We did mix the team up for West Ham first half. We looked more better as a team. Simicast came in, Curtis came in. So it was a little bit different, you know. Bradley came in as well. I think he made a difference as well. So that first half, I know what I still don't understand. Why can't we have two good halves instead of one dodgy first half and a wicked second half? You know, why can't we just be balanced and have two good halves in a game? Have we done that all season? Really? We've had just two good halves of football, two top games in the
Oh,
first.
we have. It's
Huh?
just it's all before January, the end of January. That's
Yeah,
all.
and since then it's been like this now. Good
Mm.
half, bad half, good half. Bit inconsistent in controlling games, bro.
Yeah.
And this all sort of calculates. So fatigue. You cannot lead a team when you're fatigued. You know, when you're on it and you're ready to win. What happens is you don't allow no goals to be conceded. That's for me when I know the team's at the races and when they sort of don't concede any goals. And we've done that. Letting sloppy goals. We let in 3 against bloody Fulham, bro. We gave West Ham another bloody present Christmas time. And that's like overthinking it, and over playing players that need to be have a little break. You know, I think that little break Gravenberch had for the international thing, because after the Newcastle final, he went on international duty, and I weren't really happy. And then he ends up going back home. I think that little rest he got there. Look what world of difference. He's played much better in the last 2 games than he did before them games. You understand what I mean, bro?
Yeah,
There you
he
go.
has, but
Not he hasn't been great, but
yeah,
better. Yeah.
he's been better. Yeah, but it's just it's just kind of like, oh, you would have put him up there as player of the season, but yeah, just kind of for certain fatigue, etc. But yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what I would say is, in terms of Tyler, I know Brian says the manager knows, but does he? Does he? I've looked. I mean, I've known fans that have gone to the game, one or two guys. I've seen it. Like I said, I've been calling it for a long time. Will become Moments FC. You can clearly see it, you know. And of course, every player they want to play every game. So of course they're not going to say I'm tired, and they can do their fitness things. And yeah, like Salah is a fitness freak, but he gets fatigued. You can clearly see it. It doesn't matter if he can have a six pack on his forehead, his arms, his leg, his little toe, his little finger, his hands. It don't matter. He's fatigued. And this has happened. This is not the first time that's happened. And like I said, you know, the squad is there for a reason. You use them to the best of your abilities. Otherwise, it'll cost you. And players do get fatigued and tired, regardless. So, and it, you know, and we happened in two crucial games, big games that we could be sitting here having a different conversation right now. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. We quickly run through the chat. Our
Yeah.
comments up in there. You can do it in
Yeah.
the like if you like.
Oh, all right. All right, I'll quickly run and then we'll talk about yesterday's games actually.
Mhm.
We look tired, sloppy, fatigue, mistakes, and errors now. We need game management way and rest players. Agreed. Um, maybe Slot is too tired to make that judgment, Brian. Too tired? Hey, I tell you, he's in the wrong job. Dara, so did I. I have not laughed as much since Tracy Neville caught her boobs in the mango. Good old Tracy Neville. That's one for Norm. You're obsessed. Norm and Trace. Every club has one Norm. Okay, this speaking. In 2022, we lost out fatigued. Last season, same. So it has happened under Klopp also. It's more down to FSG, in my view. Um,
Spot on as
2022,
well.
were we fatigued? I don't think we were fatigued. We rotated well, in my opinion. It's just that we just bottled it. I know I'm being sure bottled it at the crucial moments. That's all. Okay, this one for you, JK. I'll let you read this.
I reckon the boys just show up on Saturday morning and pick up the most famous names. Don't really understand that, but okay.
Slot came in and dominated the league year one, and he's got more criticism in 8 months than Klopp did in 8 years. Favorites? LOL. Look, I've given Klopp a lot of criticism, to be honest, but I think you forgot, Bri. I've given. I give it. I don't give it. I give him his due. I don't. Again, I don't care about the names, but he does. Right. Every manager has their favorites. Of course they do, Bri. We know this. Come on. Every manager has his favorites, and we can clearly see there's some that won't be picked. Another some they could do no wrong. They could have 20 games and he wouldn't. So yeah, they do, in my opinion. But anyway. Dara, all this talk about fatigue is tiring me out. Arizona Sun. Oh, thank you. Realism Jared says, like, share, big up realism, always promoting, always shouting us up. Big up realism. Hope you're well, my friend. Always giving shout outs to the show. Always big up yourself, man. Always.
That's up for that.
Oh, Cedric as well, one of our little ones, as you know, JK. Big up, Cedric. Always blessings to you. Hope you well, Cedric.
Yeah.
What are you up to today, man? Let us know.
Yeah, man. Top lad. Top lad.
Yeah, winning games is number one priority for me. I've not heard about any of our players being unhappy. If I'm not good enough to do my job, I'm not blaming my manager. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, of course. If you're not good enough, of course, but there has to be context to everything. That's what I say.
Yeah, but
You can't
I
be.
reckon like, oh yeah, go on,
Mm,
man.
no, sorry. I said, you, I mean, if you're not good in a job, yeah, but if you don't get the chance to do your job, then you can't say you can't blame yourself. If I'm at work and I'm given the keys to do a multi-project in regarding for the company some data revenue and I've failed, and that's on me. But if I'm pushing for that and they don't give me it, then how can I blame? And one of the best workers in the company, but how can I blame myself? It's got to be on to the manager. He didn't pick me to give me the chance. So, but anyway, JK, you're gonna reiterate to Brian's comment.
You you're saying like, even when you work for a big company and stuff, and the manager's got a couple of people he works straight directly with him, and he's like, say there's 3 people out of them, and one of them's always sort of stressed out and tired and this and that, not doing a job properly and stuff. He'll have a word. What's wrong? Oh, it's all right. It's all right. And then he can't realize it's carrying on like that. He say, you know what? End of next month. Take the last 2 weeks off. Little present, and then come back and we'll crack on with it, And she does that or he does that, and they come back and they're like, boom, back to normal. That's just like a human sort of thing. Players, workers at work are going to get tired, and their job sort of suffers in that. Now, I know we're using this tiredness thing a bit too much now. Even Dara's getting tired about talking about it. But for me, that was just the main reason why we sort of ruined our season a little bit. And Gravenberch having that little break from the international break, 9 days, 10 days, or whatever it was, or 2 weeks, it did him well. It did him good. He just probably just chilled, a few massages, did a bit of walking and stuff. Thought, you know what? Yeah, man, I needed this. You know.
Brian's favorite player, Nunes. As you can see, Brian has such love for Darwin.
He's had his chances, of course, but for me, he ain't had consistent chances. 9, 10 games after each other, knowing, you know what, lad, you're playing next Sunday no matter what. He ain't had that. He ain't had that in his Liverpool career. Salah knows he's playing every game, and Virgil, them two, and I wouldn't say Alisson no more, but I was going to say Virgil and Salah. And this season, them two are being our best players. Why? Because they know no matter what, they're playing in every game. And that's why they've been the best players in the world this season as well. But I think because of them playing too many games, they also needed a little rest. Virgil plays for Holland, captain, everything. Salah does it. You know, they're playing football every day of the week. And they need a bit of time off. It is what it is.
Okay. Tired of the tiredness. Yeah, all good, thanks, Realism. All good on the side. All good, thank you. Got these two pesky twin girls here with me on the school holidays, but yeah, that's parenthood for you. Brian says, I don't mean flair for the sake of it. Mavericks doing what they like. Isaac has flair. Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, but I hear what you're saying. All right. Some good comments. Keep it up. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Big up everyone who's still here. Realism says, I think football was less tactical, hence it was more end-to-end, which resulted in exciting games. Yeah. Possibly, but I think we just gone off a bit. But again, reasons every year is different. Football tactics has improved vastly, hence the games are less exciting on the eye. But now a chess match that tactically that people find boring. Was football less exciting? Maybe a little bit. I feel it's still exciting, but yesterday was a point example. I thought yesterday was exciting, but we'll get into that.
Never could talk about that.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll read the rest of these comments, JK, and then we'll get into yesterday's game. I think we'll give a break from the tiredness, especially from Dark. I'm not having a go, but I think a lot of negativity about Slop is because he replaced Klopp. If he had replaced a different guy, he wouldn't. If he had replaced a different guy, it wouldn't be like this. I don't know. It's again the fan base. Of course, maybe you'd have wanted someone. Look, I have been honest. I've said I didn't want Slot. He was down my neck of the woods. I don't think anyone could say that Slot was their first choice. But like I said, you again, whether the player or manager, you give him the time to support to do what they're doing. And look, he's going to do something great. And big up to him. You know.
You know what it is as well, bro. I realised, like, look at 12th man. Yeah, he's the one Liverpool fan I know who don't ever moan about anything about Liverpool Football Club, and even he said he hasn't really been happy with Slot in that way of picking teams, not giving guys games and stuff like that. And for me, another guy, I don't really moan about the team, players, like agenda driven. Like this guy, all the time. I ain't got really the energy to do that. But for me, I think Szoboszlai and Slot, two guys I'm going to mention, they're a main part of this team, Liverpool Football Club. and it's not like Sabotslai, but I think they sort of let us down. We're not just picking on them all season. I've not said, "Oh, Slot did this wrong in this game. He did this wrong in this game." I've not said nothing all season, but it came to a point now where I was thinking, you know what, you got to sort of tell your opinion in that way of. I always support the club and the team and stuff like that, but I think sometimes uh, it isn't going to always work out well. I think Klopp let himself down by getting Pep Linders next to him for the last 2 years of his time here, or 3 years, or whatever it was. We're in a good mood by Klopp. Klopp sort of gave games to certain guys he shouldn't have gave games to. That is football.
You reckon? I don't know about that, JK. To be honest, I thought Pep. I thought, yeah, maybe certain things, but I thought he's a good coach because everyone was obviously, when Buvac went, the brain, obviously that's been around for 20 years, and obviously it's more than football. Or they will never know until a book comes out that he left, And Pep obviously was, there's not much criticism. It just was, and he's helped. And to be honest, he's made more Klopp a little bit tactically aware at times. Because if we would have played the same football under Buvac, I don't think that could have guaranteed. I mean, again, it's hindsight. It's a wonderful thing. I don't think that guaranteed us winning the league. And as good as we are at the club, but sometimes in football, you just have to be tactically aware. Just changed it a bit, and at least he gave us. He just gave Klopp a different look. You had to adapt for me. So I thought, yeah, Pep, he's done all right as a coach. He's just not a manager. He's just not a manager for me. But yeah. Norm says, if what I'm watching is boring, then I need to re-educate myself in the game because Rafa and Julio football were very much men behind the ball. Strong defensive winning entertains me. Yeah, at times they were, but when they had the right players, then they expanded a bit, I guess, Norm, you could say. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Norm, because yeah. Right, yo. Okay, yeah, that's fine, Norm. Yeah, that's cool. I think Irishman says to Norm, not really. Top flight football in general is just too tactical and system based for me, but I get it. Okay. Realism is saying I'm talking about football in general, not LFC. No, we hear you, realism. Right. And regarding this comment, we'll get into that. So let's change the subject. Let's go into. Fortunately, we're not there, but yesterday's Champions League games, JK. Let's start with the English club. Villa 3, PSG 1. I've watched the game and you know what? No, sorry. Villa 3, PSG 2, my apologies. Now, PSG attacking 2-0 up. But you know what? Villa, they played well. And another day, it could have gone extra time. And who knows? Donnarumma made some good saves, and it was a great game of football. Obviously, PSG had chances as well to seal it, to score, to equalize in the game, and it was entertaining. And fair play to Villa, they showed the cojones, and and again, it relates to our back goal. If we played even 30%, 40% of how we could play, we would be playing Villa right now, but we didn't. We had a good first half, and then we kind of wandered a bit due to injury, etc. That was disappointing. Villa, they played with their life dependent on it, and they were very unlucky. They PSG did deserve to go. They've done enough, but and that's how it should be. And it's just weird. They were beaten, and they won, and we just kind of managed to get our way to penalties. So, which annoys me even more after the way Villa played. But yeah, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the game? Yesterday's game.
Top game. I watched it. Intent, bro. The exact word you used earlier, intent. Intent gets you a result. It was getting them the result. I think Villa, Tielemans' header went in, then it would have been extra time, wouldn't it? They had a few chances, but all in all, Villa, fair play. John McGinn. You see how John McGinn just ran straight through him? He was like, that's what the teams do to us sometimes. Run straight through us like that. For me, I want Sabotalo to do what John McGinn did yesterday. Simple. Get the ball, bloody run through the team like that and shoot. John McGinn can do it. So what's like can do it.
Agreed. And what is more annoying, Mo, apart from 15 minutes, 21st half at Anfield, 20 minutes, Rogers done more than Mo did in 2 legs in PSG, and that's disappointing. So why is Rogers turning it on, but Mo didn't? And this is what I might, and this is what I mean. And we as a club, and people want to say play this play all the time. Like we need to stop that. We need this. I get it. People have body in the bank, and what, but if it's not happening, change it. Change it. And again, I'll say this again: if it's not happening for Mo, change it. Put Chiesa on. Why do we have to be so pinned down on certain players? People telling me Southampton Mo should. Why? What in the right Green's earth are we going to play Mo in every game? We don't need him. Sometimes change it. Is it a crime for him to come off after 16 minutes? It's not happening for you. It's not. And I just don't understand some of it. Like, forget about the name of the player. Let's look at their actual game. You know, if we've got bums on our bench, then fine. But this is what I'm saying. We need to stop this. Oh, because it's this player and that. That's what annoys me about some of our fans sometimes. But anyway, JK. Yeah. What else stood for you out in that game? Because it was a great game, PSG Fulham.
Like at the end of the day, bro, it was 5-1, 2-0 on the night. And you would think, oh my days, what's this score gonna be? 8-9-1 or something like crazy and stuff. But Villa, they had a mission. And this is what you want to see in your team when you're playing at home. Intent. And I think that intent's gone from our sort of team. We haven't. That's the sort of display you want to show in the final against Newcastle. You know what I mean? If John McGinn, I'm going to keep on saying this now. If John McGinn can do it, we'll couldn't Sabotslai. And it's as simple as that. Like physically, Sabotslai's faster, sharper, everything. But I think John McGinn's more tougher than Sabotslai. And that's all that is. John McGinn's sort of tough guy, gets stuck in, he'll get in there. You know what I mean? He don't care if he breaks his leg, he's getting in there. He's gonna shoot, he wants to win. He ran from their end all the way through, that guy. So if he can do it, bro, why couldn't Sabotslai? The fair play to Villa. I think with that taste they've had, they would have been in the semi-finals, bro. If they got the job done yesterday. I think if they went to Paris and got like a 1-0 loss or something, they would have won that game, the whole tie, I think. But he looks good, that lad. The one you mentioned.
Rogers.
Rashford.
Oh, Rashford.
Little
Okay.
runny. Yeah, no, Rashford. Morgan, what's his name, sorry?
Rogers. Morgan
Rogers. Yeah, bro. Good little player. I've seen him a lot this season. He's a good little player, he is. And I think Rashford, like that goal he set up for Konza, that's when Villa were on top. I think that's when they need to get their next goal as well in that sort of time. But fair play, like Rashford, he's doing all right at Villa. See, it's mad how football change of scene sort of can resurrect your career and stuff. And I was saying this about Trent, perfect example. Rashford, born, probably United fan, ends up at United, trains with them since he's a kid. And what happened? He went stale. The last years, bro, he's on stale. And what's happened now? He's gone to Villa, playing in the Champions League. He played pretty well. And he's a United player, bro. We don't big up United players, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel Trent needs a change of scene, and that's why I haven't got nothing against him going. He probably needs it for his mental state, bro. Virgil and all these guys are Virgil, Mo, much older than Trent. You know what I mean? Trent's still a young lad. You know what I mean? So he's at that point where I reckon Rashford's a perfect example of why Trent needs to go and play for someone else.
maybe, but again, it just shows you so you can be winning Premier Leagues, top of the league, but still not enough. People want to try and experience abroad. Obviously, he's got his bestie there, so let's see. I mean, he won't be given the time as he will be with us, and it's fair play. I mean, just a shame, he's 20. He's going to get these peak years at Madrid's. He's got a lot of greatness from him, and there we go. Like I said, see what he does. Hope it's up to him. If he does well, fair play. If not, then But like I said, just Bradley. Again, I've been watching the guy from Bolton. He's the player of the year, and he's still raw. Still a lot for Bradley to learn at times, But I just feel that I'm not. Again, I said this about a year ago. I'm not fussed about Trent, not because I hate him. No, great player. Defensively, he's been a bit better, but he's still at some basics, which is annoying. He's experienced it at his age now. He's played the role, which is not great. But again, I guess at some point you just have to accept who the player is. But Bradley's just good. He's just better defensively, and he's all right attacking wise. He's not. He won't be the Trent White, but he's good. So I'm just not worried. I'm just not worried.
Yeah, yeah. Would you want to get a right back in that's sort of older than Bradley, who would play like majority of games, and then Bradley's like his number two, or do you want it the other way around where Bradley's the guy, and you bring in like a youth player who's up and coming right back into the setup?
It just depends who we get.
Thing is, because if Bradley ever gets injured and he's not there available a couple of months,
yeah, I think that's the only thing. Right, it's hard. I mean, I think we should get someone that's experienced. I think for now, and see where it goes, just to make sure Bradley gets any niggles and stuff like that. And just see how it goes in the next year or two. And if Bradley plays the majority of games, then we can get someone that's a bit younger that could be under his wing. Because he'd be about 23 at the time, someone like that, or someone who accepts being a squad rotation, regards to the right back situation. Yeah,
it's mad how Max's favourite players are Robertson and Trent, but that can be all coming to an end now.
it could be. I mean, Robbo's situation is interesting. JK. I mean, he's come out recently on Shabu, like he's happy, he wants to stay if he can for the rest of his career. And he heard me that if will he do it? I don't think so, but it'd be interesting in the summer because I still think Simicast will go, and then Robbo will be with his Kirkes, whoever will be he'll be the squad rotation. Which I know Robbo ain't happy, but to be fair, we need some fresh blood in the left back, and Robbo's just got to fight hard, whoever that is, if he is staying, and I hope he does stay. I want him to stay to be the squad rotation.
Yeah. I don't know. I think with the amount of mistakes he's been making all season, bro, that's a big worry for me. I think for me, I've got big respect for Robertson as a guy. Top lad. He's giving 100% no matter what.
Right.
But I just feel, why does a guy keep making mistakes? Is that concentration levels? Is that tiredness? Mind and soul, you know what I mean, bro? So I don't know. I think I'm ready to move on with the left back situation. But for me against West Ham, Simicast was doing a job, bro. Simicast wasn't injured. You could tell by his face when he came off, he was pissed off. He didn't need to bring Robertson on. I didn't understand that sub. I think that sub there sort of ruined the flow. We didn't need to change any defenders. I think that's not really good in a game. I said that the other day. I think changing defenders, nah, man, they need to do it. But next season could be something like new. Kirkes and Bradley playing left back, right back.
Could be.
So, I'll be sound with that. What I like about Conor Bradley, old school. I'm not going to say Sunday League.
As you said, Sunday League.
But he gives me that vibe of he's going to get stuck in, you know. He ain't gonna His main thing is defending. And what I like about him, he can attack, bro. He's got a few assists and that. He can score. I think when he knows he's going to be playing every week in Liverpool, you'll probably see more of his attacking side will come out. That's 100%. That will improve his game as well. And there's a lot to improve with him in that way of attacking wise. But he can attack. He ain't like a guy you put him in the box. He ain't going to shoot. He's going to hit it over the bar all the time, like some defenders are. You know what I mean? Well, I think Bradley can get the ball, beat a guy, and shoot. No problem. Wish him well, Bradley. Top lad.
No, 100%. Do wish him well. Do wish him well. But fair play to Villa. You know what I mean? They really stuck it on the second leg. You know, PSG's calling. PSG really, they had their chances as well. PSG to kind of, 2-0 down, but Villa's fight and tenacity. You know, could have been, but at the same time, PSG had their goals, but it could have been a draw, but PSG done enough, and yeah, obviously they're through, and it looks like I think I know who they're going to play, but see tonight, and yeah, great game of football though, and yeah, something
Yeah.
we should have done.
Intent, bro. Villa had one mission, 3-1 down from the first leg.
Yeah, and then
2-0 down.
5-1 down. Yeah, 5-1
bro.
down. Yeah, exactly. You know,
So they lost. So 5-4 end score, bro. That will give Villa. Look, the Villa owners spend a lot, and they're American, but they've backed Villa. And when you look at the sort of clientele that have come in, I think the guy from Everton they brought, Anana.
Oh no, yeah. Uh-huh.
I reckon he's a top little player. Myself, Tielemans stepped it up since he's been there as well. Better, he just looks better. You know what I mean? And I think when you've got a team like Villa and you're playing Champions League quarterfinals, that's going to give the club like a uplift. You know what? We've got the season left now. We've got to wrap up top four. They're around that sort of group just below the top four. They're around there, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, I think Villa playing like they did yesterday, they can beat anyone. In that, you know what I mean? They beat Paris 3-2, was it on the night? Yeah.
Yeah, 3-2 on the night. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-2 on the night. So they got a win against them.
Yeah.
And then also with the other game that went on yesterday, Barca 4-0 up from the first leg.
Yeah.
And then Dortmund win on the night 3-1.
3-1, Grassi, yeah.
Hat trick, bro.
Yeah, Grassi.
What do you reckon of him?
Grassi, he's a decent striker. He's got goals. I mean, he's banging in for Stuttgart. I think he got 25 and 26, and then Dortmund snapped it up, and he's been getting the goals for them, even though they've been absolutely poor this season. Hence, Sahin got sacked, and he brought Nikola Kovac, the ex-Bayern manager, Frankfurt as well. So yeah, and it hasn't really changed. A little bit, one or two, but yeah. But look, again, showed fight back, made the game of it, but obviously the 4-0 was just too much. And then, Barcelona, took off their players and defending and just had enough, obviously 3-1, so 5-3 in aggregate. So, yeah, so both PSG and Barca, look, I know realism is saying about the game, but they were great games last night, both games, There was a sense of, Villa more than Dortmund, I guess, it's another comeback, comebacks, famous comebacks, but, but then enough. But at the end of the day, it's 2 legs, PSG are through, Barca are through, and see Barcelona, who will Barca play in the semis, because obviously it'll be a tricky game against, obviously, Bayern or Inter, and obviously...
Yeah. Arsenal tonight. What do you reckon, bro?
No, unfortunately, it's Arsenal. They're through. They are through. I don't see Madrid. Madrid might win the game, but I just don't see a world where Arsenal don't score. And I don't think they'll concede 4. I mean, it's possible. I don't see them conceding 4 goals. And no reply.
Let
just
us know in the chat. I put you say this in that way of let us know in the chat what the score will be tonight and who goes through. You can put it in brackets: Madrid or Arsenal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Let's say that. Right, I'll
Like for
read.
their fans, yeah,
Mhm.
go on, bro. Yeah, read the chat. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just enter the chats and then JK. Yeah, you're gonna say something. So hold that thought. What you're gonna say? Keep that in the box, in the JK box. Keep that all locked up in the box. Right, we'll go with Edward first because I know Realism said, yeah, wasn't good enough in both legs against PSG. The midfielders were better than ours. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Nosord, your common realism. We couldn't even score one at home. Yeah, that was embarrassing for me. Yeah, that was
embarrassing.
embarrassing. That was
Yeah,
embarrassing.
man.
I don't care if that was PSG. We got the luck, we had the initiative, and we couldn't. It's
If John
yeah, it
McGinn
was
can score against them, Salah can score against them. You know what I mean?
yeah. And it was just too flat. I mean, I've got a question, but I'll read the chat. So you're going to say something. Keep your thought, JK, what you're going to say. I was going to say something after what you need to say. Cengiz, Tanam, hadi görüşün. Tanam, Cengiz. Build up yourself, my bro. After scoring a goal or two, we tend to defend the game out. We don't score 5 goals in the game like City do. That can be a little frustrating, but that's the chess game. That's football. Yeah, you agree with that, JK? What Cengiz was saying?
Yeah, yeah. Spot on.
Yeah.
It's a game of chess, football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Brian. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brian, I mean, you don't like true stories, do you? You and Laura, the fatigue. So yeah, we're making it better for you, so you don't have to hear rotation or your mate Darwin, making it more interesting for you, bro. Only joking, but all good, Brian. Big up. Um, Realism Jared says Villa midfield managed to match them in midfield. How midfield couldn't do anything against them. Villas be telling should be telling if you ask me. Well, yeah, I think we've got into that as a number of reasons, me and JK. I think realism, we've got into that, why that happened. But yeah, don't want to mention it again because people will be tired.
They're tired of hearing it.
Yeah, exactly. Jengis, Kwanzaa not played enough not enough playing time. We are arguing he was better than Euro. I don't know. You probably maybe some others. Now we don't mind getting rid of him. Really? I mean,
I'm not getting rid
okay.
of Kwanzaa. I'm not.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither, JK.
Top
But
player. Top
yeah,
player.
yeah.
He's
I
at
just
that
think.
age, he's young, and he's going to have off field things going on and
Mhm,
this and that.
mhm.
And football sort of takes a back seat sometimes in younger players' lives and stuff, even though that's what's making them that money.
Right,
So it's you got to understand. Like for me, Conor Bradley ain't that type of guy, bro. You can just
right.
see in his displays, he's full in, he's locked in, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
But there's
locked in.
certain,
Everything.
yeah, and that's what it is. I like Kwanzaa. I reckon he's got a good potential to be a top player if he wants it.
Yeah, I agree. I I agree. I mean, I feel we should keep him around. He will, to me, in my opinion, he will get better. He will learn from this season. We've got a lot of some fickle fans on other Liverpool podcasts saying, I mean, big up Drifty, but that was just wild calling him VBQ. And then as soon as he's had stinkers, some of them placing he's rubbish, he's trash, get him out, which I just think is a bit absurd. But that's some of the football fans online today. But look, could do better, but he's good, man. He will. He just needs time. He will improve. Believe me, he will be a good player in the future. But again, the question is, will Slot use him? That's the question. But yeah, we'll see. We will see on that. Right, realism. Jared says Philip paid 4-2-3-1. Emery did a Greta Ejaba with the setup and these are players at the times that made the PSG look average. The way they are passed through the PSG like a pasta. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Emery is a good coach. I like him. Before Villa, Sevilla. Yeah, he's a good coach. Agreed, man. Agreed. Iron Mission says the one Villa goal was an OG off Mendes, and the McGinn shot took a slight deflection that caught the Donnarumma off. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They had to go, but they had some luck too. Fair point.
Yeah, that's what he.
Yeah, it happens. Okay, our Bradley conversation, JK. Edward wants some experience right back and had Bradley cover,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine.
Understand? Yeah.
But speaking actually quickly, before I read the next comment, JK, is there a right back in your mind, realistically, we could get when Trent goes that you would like it to see at Liverpool?
Um, I think Porro's a good right back.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Just
yeah,
play
said
for
you
a.
like Porro.
Yeah, I don't mind Porro. Who else is out there, bro? When you really look at it, I know Norman goes on about a Holland Dutch lad. Who?
Oh,
What's
yes.
his name?
Yeah. Norm, if you're in the
I think
chat,
it begins with
mention him
B. I
again.
think.
Yeah, he said the right back for, I think, Feyenoord, I believe. Yeah. Norm in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chat, tell us the name.
Like, imagine him and Bradley together.
Mm.
You know, they'll be fighting for that position.
hmm
Very sort of young and stuff. They'll be fighting for that position. Yeah, I think Porro for me will play for a better team. And this is what I mean, bro. Like in the old days, you can mention 10 right backs right now. You'd be like, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Now we've got to think about bloody Pedro Porro, bro. Frimpong's another name. Yeah. Reed, that's the guy. Edward, nice one, bro. Reed.
Yeah.
I bet you can read the game. And if you can, bring him in.
Hey.
Lot of mercy.
The little symbols, yeah. For fair
That
play,
deserves a
JK.
lot of mercy.
Fair play, yeah. It's a lot of mercy moment. A lot of mercy. Yeah, Frimpong, I'm just not feeling him. I just feel he's just not a right backish. It's more wing backish playing on the right hand side. For me, Frimpong, I just think he's a bit not fast for me, you know. But that's fine. Rumor says, oh, for the Irishman, you say you make your own luck. Because they played like they were willing to go toe to toe with PSG. Can we say the same? Yeah, fair point.
True.
Fair point.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Oh,
We didn't.
oh,
They did.
yeah. Oh god, yeah, I read that one. Yeah, that's true. Irishman says Rashford has been playing for his future and he's always been streaky. Sign him on a
Mm-hmm.
permanent and he does nothing for 6 months.
True.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but this is the first time he's left United in his whole life, bro. He ain't played for no one else. He just played for Man
Yeah,
United. You know
yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
been.
So he's
Yeah,
going to be a bit boosted.
mhm,
Yeah, that's how I see that one. If he stays next season, then we'll see. Then because he knows he's got a contract, he ain't playing for United again. It's Villa now, you know. Yeah,
yeah,
change the scene. I think Man United are a poison club. Um, they had a few right backs who used to play in the last seasons.
mhm,
Where are they? Them guys now? I can't even remember their names.
yeah,
Well, there was one, two, a couple of lads came in every other week. They get a youth player coming in.
mm,
Against Newcastle the other day, they gave a debut to a lad in midfield. I think his name is Ahmad or Aymar, something like this. Well, he didn't even touch the ball, even really.
mm,
But when you look at our youth players, Harvey Elliott, Bradley, Kwanzaa, they've all done bits and bobs. They've done stuff. Hence why
yeah,
I got no problem with Harvey Elliott staying, Kwanzaa staying, and Bradley. No problem. Because when they've had the chance, they've showed us, you know what? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of always saying get rid of this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Just for the sake of saying it. Look at the bigger picture. All them three guys are happy to be involved as squad members. None of them are really demanding it. I want to be the starter, or I'm leaving, or we're gonna cook up a fuss. And you need that in a squad to keep peace sometimes. Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree. I agree, JK. 100%. Realism says Rebel is back up, no problem. We need some experience with so many young players. Yep, deserved. Irishman at Realism. We won 1-0 in Paris and only lost on pens. We weren't battered. On scoreline, yes, but yeah. Okay, realism to Irishman. You do understand that. I do understand that, but in no way, shape, or form we were ever in control of the tie. Our midfield was nothing compared to PSG's over both legs. We need robust midfielders, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah, we
Right.
didn't control both them. Either one of them games in them two games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Irishman acknowledges that's fine. Okay, this is about Phillip Park. They had to sell Phillip Park a couple of years ago and would have gone into administration had they not been promoted last time. Those owners nearly sank them. Yeah, Randy Lerner, again, American owner, put them in doubt during the championship. And luckily, the Chinese owners came, and then yeah, the playoff. It was against I remember Derby. That's it. I think John Terry was still there. Was he still playing or was he coach? One of the two, but yeah. And yeah, luckily gone through and have gone from strength to strength after obviously Stevie G unfortunately didn't work out for him in the end. Yeah. So fair play, Dean Smith. So yeah. It's Garassi's age, but he looks good. What? What are you trying to say, Edward, where he looks 35?
I tell you how old he is.
He's 29 or 30, should be. I know he's 28 or 29. He's between 28 and 30. But yeah, you can check that, JK. Irishman says perfect hat trick, left foot, right foot, header. Agreed. Edward win 2-0 but go out. Yeah. Irishman, I really hope this happens. I can only hope, but I don't think it is. If it does, when we meet up for the parade, I'll get you a bottle of whiskey. But yeah, if you're a whiskey man. But yeah, I hope this happens, but I don't think it will. If I'm honest. By right in the summer we win the league again. I do agree with that. Now that just waiting for confirmation VVD, I agree, Edward. There's plenty going off the field, Kwanzaa. Yeah. Yeah. Videos. We'll say no more, bro. We'll say no more. Yeah. Okay, he's mentioning that was the guy, yeah. That's JK. What was the age there? Did you get the age of Grassi, JK? You able to find the able to find the age, JK, of Grassi? Okay, it looks like JK's a bit busy. Oh look, Edward, big up. 100%. Yeah. Big up, Edward. 20. Yeah, I thought so. 29. Yeah, something like that. Big up, Edward. Big up. Yeah, and look, we will. And I've always said, look, as much as we criticize and people being fed up of there's being discontention. Oh, we're gonna win the league. What we're moaning at, or rotation, this and style of play and this and that. Look, once we win the league, we'll put this to the side and we'll celebrate it like it's 1999. And yeah, we will. And believe me, I'll be going at a lot of Arsenal people because they been having the tired excuses. I mean, let's face it, guys. I mean, well, some of the Arsenal contenters have been having little digs as per usual with us, and no doubt, as we know that if they were in our position, would they be mourning? No, because you want to win the league, and yes, we can put performances, but once it becomes confirmed, then yeah, so be it. At the end of the day, people like to say we failed the last hurdle, but Arsenal are serial bottlers, and believe me when I say this, I do not want them to win the Champions League at all. You know, JK, what is it? One, JK, you there? And I do not want them to win the league at all. You know, JK, you back? JK, JK. Okay, I moved that one. JK, you there? JK. Yeah, we'll wait for JK to come back. I think he'll come back in the picture. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, yeah. Well, once we, whether it's whether it's the Tottenham game or the Chelsea game, whatever game, we just want the job done so we can celebrate, because we've just been the unluckiest fans in the world. I mean, 2020, that was just coincidental. That had to happen when the league was already wrapped up and we were in our prime, And yeah, look, Slot's got a lot to learn. Let's be real. We can't sit here and just say, oh, it's okie dokie, it's all Dory. Certain mistakes he's made. As all managers that make mistakes, the Peps, Jose's, etc. Remember Pep in the Champions League, who's been too tactical, too smart, and he cost him for a long time until he eventually won it. So Slot knows, it's going to be a great achievement. It is a great achievement. There's only been actually, I've got a question for you guys in the chat. If you can name me the other managers in the Premier League that have won the Premiership in their first season. Name me them. Big up, JK. You back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. You hear me? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of feedback on the other end, JK. A little bit of a robotic feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of crackling on the other end of the line.
Okay. Okay, is that better?
Still a little bit of crackling, JK. Just a little bit. But yeah, you guys name me the other managers in the league that won a Premiership in the first season, and that's the first season. So the first season in whether they come in the midst of the season or just at the start. So yeah, let me know, guys. Yeah, big up Edwards. Yes, indeed. There's some still names missing, but that's two of them. Big up. Yeah, guys, man. I mean, it's very interesting, and there's a lot of talk as well. Dutch managers, it just hasn't happened for them. One's a world class like Van Gaal, obviously Ten Hag, Kulit's been there, player manager, form, managers that are not all well there, Joels, and yeah. I think, yeah. Also, it'll be a first, isn't it? Because it'd be the first Dutch manager winning the league, so it'd be the first, first of a first, really, which is a great achievement, And it's not only the fact that I think again, like I said, a lot of us didn't think we were going to win the league. I would say I don't think mhm, a lot of us will win the league. Yeah, I think JK that robotic sound um is still going. I think mate, try and check in and check out JK. Try and
Okay,
log
cool.
out and log back in. Yeah, JK I did this side. He did Edward Douglas, but not in his first season. Not in his first season with Blackburn in the Premier League. As he got there just before. Yeah, so yeah, let me know his goals there. Edward's already got, big up yourself, Edward, two of the answers. There's more answers in there. So I'll just repeat the question for you guys. So just name me some of the managers that have won the Premier League in their first season. But yeah, guys, we're just in this midst of history. We're just in the midst of, a great season, and there's more to come. I believe, as much as we agree or disagree, and obviously we know the summer is going to be a very, very interesting space. I mean, are we going to, challenge again? Are we going to? I mean, the Leicester game. Let's see. Are we going to get a performance out of the guys? But I guess we'll come to the point. I mean, I personally believe the next game against Leicester. I mean, I think we won't be a dominating performance. I just think we just get the win, and right now, just get the wins, isn't it? Or would anyone prefer to stretch out a bit? Would you prefer like a Leicester win, Tottenham draw, and then just get the win at Leicester? I mean, Chelsea after that, so Arsenal can do the guard of honour. Is it a question of case, guys, that everyone's just like, you know what, just get the 2 wins and be done with it? But yeah. But yeah, like you said, so we've got some but the Champions League, we've got some interesting games tonight. JK obviously is just gonna fix his software. Big up my tag team partner. Pew pew. Big up the tag team partner. Big up everyone in the chat. This before you guys just think about the get the names for the Premier League. We've got interesting games tonight. Bayern Inter, which will be a great game. I think Inter are a danger. Inter are a danger team. They 2-1. Sorry, apologies, 2-1 to Inter first leg. Bayern a little bit hit and miss. Still had their chances. I mean, this game could go either way, but Inter are a dark horse. I think Inter could potentially, in my opinions, go all the way. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting game. I would like to see that game, and obviously, as my colleague, my good buddy JK said, Madrid Arsenal, which I think is a game that's already been, I think that's done. But you can only hope, you can only ask they'll be through. But you never know. As Liverpool fans in Champions League, it's you never know. You just never know. You just never know. So we'll see. Some good games tonight and interesting, and obviously Europa and then the other competition who Chelsea's in. I mean that rubbish. I mean, yeah, the least said the better. But yeah, are we going in tonight's game? Is it I mean me personally, I think it'll be Arsenal Inter. I think Inter will go through against Bayern. I think Arsenal Inter. What do you guys think? Let me know as well in the chat. Let me know in the chat. But yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up. I'm not sure if Brian, I think I'm saying the Irishman, I think he's going to be doing a. Don't know next time, Brian. You can let us know when you're doing something. Liverpool 12th man, I think he's busy at the moment, so he'll be doing it soon. So we've got lots of stuff coming up, guys. Lots of things we want to discuss. So lots of things that we want to present to you. Obviously, appreciate all your support and all your knowledge in the chat. Think JK's sorting out his walkie-talkie. he's not back in as of yet. We'll give him a couple of minutes just to sort himself out. Okay, let me ask you guys. I mean, you got Bayern, Inter, obviously the Real Madrid, Arsenal Champions League games. Who do you guys think the danger men are going to be? The key men are going to be in this game. I mean, the Bayern Inter. I'm looking at Barella for Inter. I think that's going to be key, and I'm looking for Mr. Kane, Mr. H Kane. I think personally, this is a game he needs to. Obviously, I think he had one or two chances, not much. Inter, he needs to get in there and just get his goals because Bayern desperately need him. And of course, Musiala is a big miss for Bayern. He's a big miss, a top player, and he's a big miss. So we'll see what happens on that front. And yeah, we'll see
Sound
what's
better.
going.
Is that there?
Unfortunately, JK, he's still there a little bit. Speak again, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can still feel the little fuzzy bit. JK, unfortunately, I can still hear it. Um, I think what it is, FSG and Slot have just trying to stop JK for speaking. Stop JK from saying any more points. But yeah, we'll continue. So yeah, guys, just quickly, if you let me know, let me know your predictions for tonight's Champions League games, and then we'll show it out. I'll just go through some of these comments again. I've seen the digs. I think it's a cope. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Edwards. They're obviously, hating. They say we won the COVID league. Yeah, again, haters will hate and the ballers will ball. But we can say 6 times Champions League, 0 from them asses. The asses, eh? The asses. It did, Edwards. I don't think anyone wanted to answer. I'm not sure about the answer, but that's fine. But yeah. All right, guys. Since not get any responded to the questionnaires, what we'll do is, guys, we'll wrap up the show for now. Okay. What I'll do is, I'll just get some links in the chat, just for future reference. Big up, everyone. Okay, so that's the Irishman. That's Irishman channel. Big up yourself. Irishman is in the building. So go like, share, and subscribe to his channel. And I'm just going to send you JK's one. And yeah, that's JK's chat description in the channel. Okay, guys. Go like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. This big up all of you. In terms of the next show, you'll get one from us in the next couple of days for the weekend, and we'll get more into this Leicester game, and we'll wrap it up. Okay, we'll wrap up Leicester game, and obviously Leicester. I mean, knowing us, we'll make a meal of it, eh? Leicester with their scoring goals finally getting a point when we should be afraid of the big bad foxes. Ooh, Jamie Hardy and co and rude. Big up and Football Channel, wherever he is, probably dragging his sorrows down. Leicester going back to a championship. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's Irishman's channel, just JK's channel. I'm on TikTok, and that'll be, and I'll put that in the post. I'll just put my TikTok name. If you are, I'll do football match analysis, my analysis of certain games, just my thing, and I'll just put it in there in the chat. But yeah, so yeah, that's my channel. Okay, so on TikTok, I'll do video analysis if you guys want to go over on TikTok, and that's all I'll do. It's all Liverpool content and LSC Reds for Deborah. But pick up everyone in the chat. I think JK's having problems with his miracle, with his mic, so he send his blessings to everyone. So big yourself up, guys. I'm gonna end the stream again. Like, share, and subscribe. Notification on the channels. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be back sometime this week, probably the weekend, but we'll let you know. You'll see us, and God bless you all. And I'm signing out. And up the Reds, ole, 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 champions, champions, ole, ole, ole. That's a positive. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace out. Peace.